G Fuel presents the next mission, Mission Zombie Apocalypse. It's time to kill the undead and win a chance to blow shit up with a real fucking tank. Live the game. Enter at GammaGamers.com for a chance to be a part of this unprecedented competition.
Hello, this is Andre Butler with ESFI World. I'm here with Ernesto Ojeda, aka DiosX. How's it going?
Doing really well.
So today is your first day, which is day 2, which is Marvel Pools, and you had Skullgirls today?
Yeah, I entered Skullgirls. It was basically like a charity tournament to try and get into EVO. I'm really rusty at the game, but I went ahead and pretty much donated to the pot. You know, I went 0-2, but I did what I could to help get the game into EVO.
But of course, Marvel is your main game.
Yes, that's the main reason why I'm here.
So I know you kind of had an interesting history with sponsorships, you know, with TTF, but now you're with TTC, the Traveling Circus. Can you kind of tell me like how that came to be, who Traveling Circus is, and what kind of that means to you?
All right, Traveling Circus is they're a group around and they sell T-shirts online. Like they have many different vendors out there who sell T-shirts, kind of like the First Attack. They're another online distribution that sells them. And Broken Tier, there's another one. But they like to sell shirts like this. I'm wearing one right now. It's the Troll T-shirt, one of their new lines. Mm-hmm. And they get involved in the community. They recently had sponsored TCC Noah. Not sure if he's sponsored with them anymore, but he was sponsored. And they pretty much noticed I was doing really well playing Marvel vs. Capcom, and they said, hey, you know, we will offer to sponsor you to come to this event, a SoCal Regionals, and I went ahead and jumped at the chance.
All right, so for those who doesn't know, what's kind of your claim to fame to Marvel? Why are you such a top player? Why does everyone kind of want to cheer your name every time you play?
Well, they'll really like to cheer my name. I'm kind of like an underdog, but I get more jeers than cheers because of the way I play. I play the very, very lame style. I have a dedicated team of Storm, Doctor Doom, and Sentinel, and I basically just run away and chip out my my opponents, and that causes a lot of frustration. A lot of people will say it's very lame gameplay, but the main goal of it is to frustrate my opponent. When they get frustrated, they make very, very dumb mistakes. They run into things that they shouldn't, and it just makes my job a lot more easier.
Very nice. So let's kind of go back to last year. I know I was with you, you know, SCR for 2012, and you made top 8. So what kind of was your expectations going into SCR for this year?
For this year, I was just hoping to keep my team, just do my thing, and see how much I improved from last year. Because I did get knocked into losers pretty early last year, and history repeats itself. I did this year, but I did make it out of my pool and losers just like I did last year. But I think I got out of my pool more convincingly this year than I did last year, so I think I'm improving a little bit.
Who did you lose to in for losers?
Snake Tits.
And then you beat him again.
Yeah, I lost to him. It was the third match in my pool and made a real dumb mistake. I just wasn't playing as cool and collected as I should. And I lost, but I did run into him in the losers finals. And I did beat him 3-0, so I think I corrected the mistakes I made in the first match. So
now kind of looking at top 32, what do you think your chances are?
I honestly have not looked in the bracket, so I don't know who I play, but I've seen who is qualifying right now, like Noel Brown, Killer Kai, Fanatics in there, and of course the top hitters like Chris G and Jay Wong. So it's not going to be no walk in the park. There are more heavy hitters this year than there were last year, so it's going to be tough.
I would guess, like, I know you had some different, like, teams before, like, you know, with Spencer and Wolverine. What makes you so confident in, like, your normal team this year? Like, you didn't switch it up. Like, I would figure you would switch it up, you know, after kind of, like, EVO and other things. Like, you kind of move your roster around, but now you're back to the original core. Like, what makes you so confident this year that your original team is going to carry through?
It's basically I just play with what you know. I was playing the team from the first week, and when I went to training for SCR, in training mode, practicing my combos and execution, I already knew everything that I had with my original team. Wolverine's really brain dead simple. Like, you just go in there and start mashing buttons and you can win. That's it. It's just Wolverine takes no thought process at all. So, and you do run head first with Wolverine, so you could run into dumb stuff and maybe you'll die. So I thought I'd just play it safe with my team. And that's basically what my team is you stay back, throw fireballs, and stay back from a distance. And that's what I felt most comfortable with. It's the team that I most enjoy playing with.
So, you know, I know you're from the San Diego area, and when you're not playing majors or a big tournament, what kind of things do you do to kind of train and prepare yourself for, like, major events?
Basically, I'll see, like, who's going to the tournament. I'll look up YouTube videos, the Twitch archives. Those things are a lifesaver. You go to the Twitch archives, and you see the top 8 matches, what mistakes that person made to lose, their tendencies on their patterns on how they play. Just study them, and then go into training mode, record like how they play, try to mimic it as best as possible. If they have like a wall up, they have like just a solid defense or just an unescapable trap that they have. Use your team and find ways how to get around it and counter it. So when you run into it in a tournament match, you don't fall into it.
Did you do anything specifically like that for SCR? Like, did you look at anyone you wanted to look at specifically, like their strategies and stuff like that?
Yes, I did. And I trained in training mode, and I was looking at a lot of F-Champ stuff, stuff, and I was looking at Jay Wong, like how he does the like, not unblockables, but like the X Factor setups with Wolverine and some other stuff, like things that really fast mix-ups that most people get caught on, and I'll have it on to replay, and I'll try to figure out the best ways not only to defend against it, but how to punish.
So now I have to think about it. Like, I know we had a conversation before about like who's the best in San Diego, because there's yourself and former Evo champ Jay Viscount Snyder.
Yeah.
So where do you kind of stand now in terms of like the San Diego competition, and like who is kind of your threats that you see going into like a tournament like this from San Diego?
Honestly, the only threat that I see from the San Diego area, like who's top player, is Chris Crisco. Like, he is still solid. He just has
still. I remember we were talking about that before. Yeah.
Yes,
the best.
he is still solid, and we still go back and forth in tournaments. Although lately I have been getting, it's more like 66, 33%. So like I'm getting a little bit more than he is, but still, he is experimenting with new teams. I know if he was playing his original team, it'd probably be a flip of the coin. Who knows? But he's trying some new stuff, and probably because of that's why I'm winning more. Who can say? But he's still top dog. I can't really put Jay in there. Jay is still up there. He's a really, really good player, but he has been MIA from the San Diego fight scene for a very long time. He has not been coming out to tournaments and casual, so I could only assume that he's just practicing in the lab. He's just locked in his cage.
Where are tournaments and casuals now? Like, where does everyone kind of play nowadays?
The main place that people will go to play is the SD Salt Mines. That's in it's like a little gray area where some people will say it's Escondido area, but we'll go there and we'll just play. It's like a little apartment. You go in there and you think it's like a business area. It's like a little business, like you'll go in there to get dental work or something. You're like, what the heck is this? But you go in there and it's just nothing but TVs and chairs lined up, and there's like 8, 9 stations. We got a stream going, and we're there until whenever they want to leave. He could leave whenever he wants. We had games there till like 3 o'clock in the morning one time, and he opens his doors at 6 p.m. So you want to have tournaments, money matches. I think they have something called trash bag matches, something like that. You lose, you got to wear trash bags, you dishonor yourself. So it's a little bit of pride on the line on that. So we got that. I mean, there's also TTF. It's in Paradise Hills. And I recently started going to the Oceanside Fight Club. It's quite a drive. It's around 20-some miles away, but the competition is fierce there. There's really, really good competitors in Street Fighter 4. They got around 25. They got 25 people for a Marvel tournament on the off night. It was supposed to be like 30-something, but Street Fighter is very much alive there. So you don't play Street Fighter 4, go to Oceanside.
So, as we're here at SCR, the big people who are producing this event, Level Up, also runs Wednesday Night Fights, and I know you're a big competitor over there. So kind of tell me how that competition is kind of compared to San Diego, and how that kind of helps you train for big events.
Well, San Diego, Vasant J. Snyder said it best. Is that we're oversaturated. Oh, no. Call to Arms, my mistake. Call to Arms said this, that San Diego is oversaturated with Spencer. There are a lot of Spencer players. I go to the run back, and there's just so much variety of players. There's Doctor Strange players. There's a lot of Zero players over there. There's a character you don't see very often, like LND. He uses Chris and Shenko. You don't see any of that in San Diego. So if you need practice against that, it's good to see the vast variety that you'll see over at Super Arcade. Whereas San Diego is pretty much everything runs the same thing. We'll see some Franks here, and there's a lot of Nova Spencers. That's all I gotta say. There's a lot of Nova Spencers, Weskers, and I don't see a lot of people leveling up. They're pretty much like frozen at one spot, and they can't advance any farther than that. The only way you're gonna do it is by not only picking new characters and exploring new grounds, but you gotta travel and play more, and most people don't want to travel out of San Diego.
So for you, it's worth that drive to kind of get that exposure to like the new rosters and characters, since we're oversaturated on Spencers anyway. So
yeah,
that's kind of the main reason why. And then of course it's just
a good
top players.
A good example is that Call to Arms went with me to the run back, and he got knocked in the losers on the first match, and then he won the second match, and he's really good with Magneto Macrayo, Magneto. Dante and Virgil. He's like, I'm confident I'm going to win this match. He fought someone using Rocket Raccoon, Nemesis, and Phoenix Wright. He just got bodied. He's like, what do I do? Like he was looking to me and say, like, what do I do? And even I was like, I don't know. What do you do against that? And that
Who plays Rocket Raccoon in San Diego, right?
Yeah, well, Combusted plays Rocket Raccoon, but still, there were no Phoenix Wrights, and there were very few Nemesis, especially, they might use them in casuals, but not in the tournament scene. So when he was faced with someone who knew those characters in and out, he did not have an answer. So that's why I like going to the run back, because you'll see people like Royal Flush. He uses very unorthodox characters like Thor and MODOK. But I played him enough so that if I run into someone who knows that character in and out, like let's say I ever have to play Fruitsy, and he has his MODOK flying around, I don't know what to do. So, I mean, not exactly know what to do, but I'll have a pretty clear idea.
So I'm kind of curious about you personally. Is there like, you've had a little bit of controversies first with like Noel Brown and now a little bit more with Filipino Champ. Kind of explain to me like how you actually like on the record, how do you feel about kind of like that, not hate, but that kind of persona that, the other members of the fighting game community give you, and how do you respond to it?
Well, thing with those two people, like Noel Brown and Filipino Champ, they are, their actions speak for themselves. They're pretty cocky. They're kind of disrespectful when they play against people, but it's just who they are. They're not going to change anytime soon, and it's all part of the game. They're probably just doing it to hype themselves out. I don't hate both of the people, but I just let them do their thing, and I'm more of a person who would be more on the humble side. Just stay quiet, play your game, let your actions in the game speak for themselves. Don't pop off all the time, stuff like that. And I don't have any animosity toward them. If we did in the past, it's water on the bridge now.
Okay. Well, you have any other last-minute shout-outs you want to give?
I'd like to give a shout out to TTF. They support me back at home, and I go over there and rep them when I can. I also want to give a big shout out to Traveling Circus, TTC, for sponsoring me and letting me come to SoCal Regionals. They were a really big help, and their new clothing line is really sick. Go buy the Dr. Doom T-shirt. I really like that shirt. If you're going to buy any of their shirts, go buy that one.
Well, thanks, Ernesto. Good luck in Top 32.
Thank you.